What's going on, Chad? What is going on, guys? I see yo, my Niji. I see yo. How y'all feeling today? As you can see from the title of this video, we will be discussing the anatomy of a dreamer. I'm just trying to get myself set up here. I was almost a little tardy to the party, guys. Slightly. So, I have to set up all of my gadgets here. How is everyone doing today? Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful day. What's that? Thank you. Ooh, I want some of those too. Yeah. You can take them out. You can open them. Just say I'll put them like on a napkin. You want a napkin? You don't want to? Okay. Thank you. What's going on, chat? What is going on? Wow, you have 928 subscribers. 3 more than you had before. Yes, we are on a roll, guys. On a roll, guys. Now, what happened to my what software are you using for your live stream? I am using Streamlabs, and I stream directly through Streamlabs and Twitch, which is an immaculate setup. I've been working on my setup all day. How y'all feeling on this beautiful, beautiful Monday, everyone? Listen, I had a weird day. We finally got some sunshine in New York. Finally. So whether you're watching this on whatever platform, welcome to the room. Chat is kind of... Chat, y'all keep asking that question. I'm not here alone. Nice outfit. Thank you. So I've been upgrading my stream, trying to get better and better and better. So if this is your first time catching me live, my name is Dr. Chiefess Sunflower, aka Dr. Sean, the motivational dentist. And this is the Hood to Hooded podcast. So make sure you are following and subscribing. We are moving on up on YouTube. I even have some subscribers on Kick now. So if you're on Kick and you are watching, hello to you guys out there. But I'm still working on Twitch. Still stuck at the same amount. But it is a journey. And that's kind of what this video is going to be talking about. So shout out to all of my followers. I want to just see how my new gadgets are working on the stream. You can only use some of these gadgets from the Twitch platform. I'm still trying to figure out the YouTube platform, but most of the gadgets, all the fun stuff is on Twitch, which is why I push the Twitch. And I don't see it. So I guess it didn't work. Let's try it again, guys. Let's see. Why won't it work? The hardest thing about Twitch is it is almost like high tech and code based. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. I guess it doesn't work. I have to figure that out later. I will have to figure that out later. But thank you for the hearts, guys. Welcome to the room. Let's dive into our podcast for tonight. But first of all, just let me know how you guys are doing and, how was your day? So, what are your thoughts on Oprah Winfrey and how and how her story relates to going from hood to hooded? Oprah is a direct example of what it means to go from hood to hooded, but not only that, she went from hood to billionaire. So, listen, all of us can aspire to only hope that we can achieve the amount of success that Oprah has completed. But Oprah is a dreamer. She's a reader. She's a leader, and she don't take no bullshit. Okay, so Oprah is the perfect example of a hood to hooded story. Perfect example. Great question. So welcome back to the Hood to Hooded podcast, where we talk about real stories, real struggles, and real success, my Niji. So I see y'all to all my copper tone melanated people out there in the world, and I see you to all the kind, positive vibes only people out there in the world today. Okay, and just sending love to our ancestors, the elders, and everybody who is just in a good vibe and ready to talk about the anatomy of a dreamer. So pay attention in this broadcast because there is a quiz at the end. And I did get a chance to test it. Not where you can vote like in the stream, but you can vote through the chat. So pay attention. Go grab you something to drink. Make sure you got your snacks. We are ready to dive in. Today is day 7 of the consistency challenge for me. I am challenging myself to go live 365 days, my Niji. 365 days. Okay, and I had to start this challenge over. I ran into a couple of obstacles, but it is okay. In dental school, we are taught to never be afraid of Genesis, meaning to start over if you don't do the shit right. So that's why I'm on my second chance with the consistency challenge for this podcast. I've decided to multi-stream to different platforms just to build up the audience and to see if I can get over 4 subscribers on Twitch. Okay, so if you're watching me on any other platforms and you truly support me, I just need 6 people to go to my Twitch and subscribe. That means I know you really, you know, you an OG. So lately, I ain't been having no OGs to go and do that, but I'm sure it will come. In the meantime, we have definitely been growing and just really developing our personal, I guess, we have really been developing our personal empowerment, I guess I could say. So just getting empowered through community, talking about issues as you go from hood to hooded. All right. We're diving into something so real, so raw, and so overlooked. The anatomy of a dreamer. And I know most people probably enjoying the holidays. They're a little tipsy, very tired from the cookout. So if you watch this on the replay, pump me some hearts. Thank you in advance. Now let's start with this truth. Being a dreamer is not just about having a vision. Some people get stuck with the vision and then they're not able to execute their vision, right? It's about having the courage to pursue it when everything says don't do it. Those are dreamers. They aren't just people who have visions. Like some people say, don't dream, do. But I say, when you dream, you are able to not only see a vision that is beyond your current situation, you're able to see visions that may be very difficult and that take courage to even pursue the vision. This is a dreamer. This is the overall status of a dreamer. But most people don't have that vision. Or if they have it, they stay stuck with the vision and it becomes a wish. It turns into a wish. Their dreams become a fantasy, something that they're never going to pursue. And then time happens, and you guys know that time is not your friend unless you make it your friend and you use your time wisely. Okay? People glamorize the outcome of being a dreamer and having this grand life with all of the rewards, but they forget the breakdown of what it takes to overcome those milestones and those obstacles that propel us into a dream-filled life, into a prosperous, successful life where you lack doubt and you are exuberating positive energy to the point where your cup overflows and you can pour into other people. Today, we are going to break this all the way down. For the people out there who are stuck at the vision stage, don't worry. We got a lot of information in this podcast today to help you develop the courage that you need to take your vision from a vision to a reality. Because there's a difference between some dreamers, like I said, they're stuck in that beginning phase of the dream. They're not able to execute. And some people say, oh, well, I don't want to dream. It's all about action. But as a child, some of those dreams that we have is what propels us into greatness, especially coming from the hood, because you don't have much optimism around you. Everyone is doing the same thing. Everybody is on the same BS. And a lot of people slack and their visions become wishes. You cannot be in that same pool if you are a dreamer. And this starts from youth. So that's why it's so imperative to teach the children to dream. I run into so many middle schools, high schoolers who have no idea what they want to do with their future. Sometimes that future doesn't always look like college. There are other options for dreamers out there, but if you never start to uncover what it means to be a dreamer, you don't even know that you should be dreaming and thinking about the best life that you can live every single day and being positive. What's going on, Queen? Hashtag wise courtship. How you feeling? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So to be a dreamer, we are exceptional, rare people. And most people want to be one of those exceptional, rare people, but they lack the courage, guys. They lack the courage. So part of a dreamer, in the anatomy of a dreamer, it requires courage. It requires you to do something you've never done before. It will require you to take roads and paths and visit places you have never seen before. It will get you out of your comfort zone. When you are a dreamer, any fear that you have, you use the courage that you have to, control that fear. And once you do something for the first time, that fear kind of evaporates. Ever since I was a little girl, every time I went to a new school, to a new program, or just a new experience, you have those butterflies. You are so nervous. It's like, what? I can't do this. But you have to find something deep within you to say, you know what? This is my dream and I cannot turn around. I had a young lady on my Facebook post today, and she really loved the message that I put out about never allowing doubt and all those things to count you out of your dreams, especially if you don't come from a background where you have that blueprint. Many dreamers don't have the blueprint. Guess what? They are the blueprint. Dreamers are the blueprint. Some dreamers are fortunate enough to have parents, wonderful parents, who set them up for success and make sure that they're on the right path. They give them the financial literacy. They set them up with the college fund. They set them up with the life insurance. They have them prepared with their wills, and they're passing things down. But when you come from the hood, baby, you're probably getting nothing passed down to you. You are the blueprint for your life and for your future. Certain dreamers who stay stuck on the vision part of it, they lack the courage, and therefore they don't take action, and they end up having a life full of regrets. Every day becomes mundane because they can't put one foot in front of the other and take action. The best action you can take is if today was in the morning time, do something towards your dream, even if that is writing your goals down. We already know that only 3% of adults write their goals down. So if you are part of this podcast, if you want to accomplish anything, you must put it on paper. You gotta put it on paper. Put it on paper, okay? Put it on paper. Thanks for the hearts, Clifford 2000 fan. I appreciate it. Put it on paper. All right. So the first thing I want to break down the anatomy of a dreamer is the illusion of the dream. Okay? The illusion of the dream. When most people hear dreamer, they see the highlight reel that you post. They see the Instagram post. They see all of the rewards that come after the hard work. This creates an illusion that people have of a dreamer. They want to skip the process, take the elevators, and avoid the stairs at all costs. They want to have something handed down to them, easy peasy. And when you come from poverty, when you come from an underserved background, when you come from the hood, that often isn't a possibility in your life. And I am an example of that. Sometimes we have the wrong idea about what a dreamer truly is. When we break down the anatomy of a dreamer, the success, the house, the smile, that made it moment, people think she had a dream. She became a doctor. She's rich, period. They don't understand that there are levels to every step of the process, and it's not so instant. It's still hard work after you receive the doctoral degree, or after you start your business, or after you have that moment. You must continue to grow. It is a lifelong process when you are a dreamer. You never stop trying to elevate and live a better life. You know, when you're younger and you're in between jobs and applying for applications, something we used to put on the application is, I want this job because I am seeking a better opportunity. Okay? Everything that you see from the outside of a dreamer, all of those rewards and accolades and the smile and the Instagram posts, that is not the anatomy of a dreamer. That's the cover. When you break down anatomy, you go deep. You go to the nooks and crannies. You go to the nerve level. You go to the blood vessel level. You go deep inside to figure out what made this person successful. How many sleepless nights did they have? What struggles did they overcome to get to the point where they are now? So you can break the illusion that being a dreamer is easy. It's everything but easy. I had an old coworker when I was working at Econo Lodge Motel at the front desk while I was in college, and she went to FAMU, I went to Florida State, and I would always be sad and, stressed about if I could even become a dentist or a doctor. And I used to tell her it's so hard. And she used to tell me, and she's a principal now. She's a FAMU grad principal. My old coworker, Nashira. Principal Meyer. I don't know if she's Myers anymore, but Principal Nashira, she said anything that is worth having, it's not going to be easy. And sometimes those little simple phrases like that, you need those to remind you, damn, this is hard as hell, but it's not going to be easy. That same phrase carried me through dental school, because dental school was hard as hell. Dental school pushes you beyond your wildest imagination. It tests your brain in ways you cannot even fathom. And it will show you that anything that's worth having, listen, don't expect it to be easy. Get rid of the illusion of what a dreamer is. A dreamer is everything but the smile, the house, the car, and that made it moment. What about all of the behind the scenes? Moments like this, where you're getting hooded, man, listen, it is not for the weak. It's just not for the weak. What's going on, chat? What y'all saying in the chat? Big Boat, where are you from? I am from Tallahassee, Florida. Woo, woo. Hey, I'm from the 850. Hey, I'm from the 850. So I'm from the same hometown as, let's see, who you would probably know from my hometown. T-Pain. I went to Florida State University. Deion Sanders went there. He's big right now. Yeah, Tallahassee, Florida. Famous Amos Cookies. We got a lot of heavy hitters in Tallahassee. Dr. Sean from Tallahassee. What? Big Boat, what are you talking about? We are talking about the anatomy of a dreamer. I should, when I have these topics, put the titles somewhere. That's a great recommendation I just made. Yes, the anatomy of a dreamer. What is she talking about? The anatomy of a dreamer. All right. So again, get out of the idea that thinking that a dreamer is all of the fancy glitz and glamour. There is hard work. Even when you see music artists, even when you see actors, these people work hard as hell. They don't just wake up and be great. They have to work out. They have to play the part. Sometimes they have to lose weight, gain weight to play those roles. Even when you make music, making music is, I want to say hard, because anything that you love doing isn't hard. So when I say hard, it means that there's work involved. Making music, the process of being a writer and then putting that down on the track and then going through the process of releasing it, marketing it, finding the cover art. There's so many pieces that go into the final project. So if you are trying to go from hood to hooded, fam, listen. You create your own blueprint. Stop looking outside with the fear of missing out or with the imposter syndrome, and use yourself as the blueprint. Let's talk about the layers, because dreaming is deeper than those illusions. Lord, my Streamlabs and my Nightbot's tripping again. Like, I don't understand how to fix that. I thought I fixed that. I thought I fixed that, chat. Obviously I did. I still got this. Thank you. So yeah, I thought I fixed my Nightbots, but ignore my Nightbots because they arguing and stuff. So yeah. Feel free to interrupt me if you have questions. This is very open platform, open dialogue. Okay. So let's break down the body of the dream. The body of the dream. All right? Because when you think about the human body, it has a whole bunch of layers. So we're comparing the dream to the anatomy of a body. So anatomy of a dreamer, the anatomy of the body. You get it? We break it down. You get it? Y'all get it? Let me grab one thing. I'll be right back. I see some action in the chat. Clifford 2000 fan said, what are your thoughts on the movie Akeelah and the Bee? I love that movie. Akeelah Anderson, Keke Palmer was the girl from the hood who dreamed of winning the National Spelling Bee. That is also a great movie to describe the hood to hooded concept. Coming from poverty, coming from nothing, coming from a place where people constantly don't think that you amount to anything and you have to prove them wrong every time. But that is a great movie. So when we talk about the anatomy of a dreamer and we talk about the body of a dream, think about the body. So when you go to dental school, right? Or even medical school, you get this class first. The atlas of, well, you take anatomy. And we have to actually dissect a human body. We dissect it from the brain down to the waist, the pelvic area in dental school. So yes, we cut open the chest, we open the hand, the arms, and we take tests on people who have donated their body to science. So when you think about the body of the dream, we're going to break this down to very small details. Because that's how the body is. So when we think about the mind of the body, we're going to break it down. Because dreaming goes deep. You see how deep that goes? These things go very deep. So let's talk about the mind. Okay? The mind of a dreamer. Something is going on with my chat here. Akeelah's dad was shot and killed on his way to work. She was 6 at the time. Every time she thought about that fateful day, she would grab her dictionary, go to a random page, and start spelling. That is definitely kind of like my story. There were some who didn't think she could do it, but there was one person who believed she could. And that's all you need sometimes is one person to believe in your dream. Just one person to not count you out. But even still, you still can't count yourself out. Because she didn't give up, she took it upon herself to grab that dictionary. Nobody forced her. She used that as a way to overcome the odds. She and her dad played word games together. She had gained an active vocabulary. Ignore the Nightbots. I don't know what is going on with them. So when we think about the body of a dream, we start with the mind. When you are a dreamer, your mind is full of uncertainty, okay? You're constantly questioning, am I good enough? Am I doing this right? During the process of dreaming, these are just natural reactions. You're always going to have that uncertainty and that doubt and questioning yourself. Should I be doing this? Sometimes what you're doing is not a good idea. But as a dreamer, you are willing to take those risks because the reward outweighs the risk. But you want to make calculated risks, smart risks, and smart decisions. But don't stop at the phase where your brain tricks you out of your spot or your mind is full of uncertainty. And a lot of that uncertainty can come from other people who doubt you, other people who don't follow their dreams, or other people who don't even believe in having a dream. They just believe in the system. They believe in the, doing it the cookie cutter way and never achieving massive amounts of success. This is not a course. This is not a podcast for those people who just play around with their time in their life. This is a course to break down the body of the dream so that we can have more dreamers, more people eliminating that uncertainty, eliminating that doubt, and living their best life. Going from hood to hooded mindset, okay? The next part in the body of the dream is the eyes. Now, I want y'all to tell me, how do y'all think the eyes are related to your dream? The eyes. We talked about the mind, how you can have uncertainty and doubt and question yourself, or you can be a dreamer's mind where that doesn't even stop you. The mind doesn't stop you, okay? And the mind can also have mental health issues going on where those can hinder you. There are people who deal with ADHD, people who deal with depression, and all these things they have to consider when they want to pursue their dream. These things aren't excuses, they are just obstacles that you must overcome to make it to the next level. That one person who believed in her was Dr. Larrabee, Lawrence Fishburne. I remember him in the movie. I watched that movie many, many times. I haven't seen it in a while, but Akeelah and the Bee is the perfect example of what it means to go from hood to hooded. Okay? Perfect example. So tell me how you guys think the eyes, we talked about the mind in the body of the dream, but how do the eyes play a part in your dreams? How do the eyes play a part? We already talked about how the brain works when contributing to your dreams. How do the eyes work? Big boat. Oh, but I'm from Ghana. I study electric engineer. Can I study? Wow. That is amazing. Electric engineering. That is awesome. I'm sure you take a lot of physics and biochemistry and the classes that I dread and totally dislike. Let's talk about the eyes. Somebody let me know. How do the nerves of the orbits of the eyes, not in a physical sense, but in a how do the eyes work? Clifford 2000 fan said it impacts your vision. Any other takers on how the eyes play a part in the body of a dreamer? Because we are breaking down the anatomy of a dreamer, right? So how do the eyes correlate to this concept? When you are a dreamer, your eyes can become tired. They can become strained. Your vision can be blurry on some days, but still focus on what doesn't exist yet. So when you're a dreamer, your eyes often can, you know, get very blurry. You can get weak. You can lose focus sometimes. But dreamers still don't allow the tiredness and the strain of being so focused on their vision stop them from pursuing success. Seeing something that taking place. Exactly. Exactly. You need your vision. You need your eyes as the body of a dreamer. But sometimes you just need some sleep. But sometimes you can't even sleep. I remember in dental school, we would have parts of the semester where you had to study at school and sleep at school for an hour or two so you don't miss the test. You're tired. You can't really focus. But you cannot quit. Because guess what? We were focused on something that didn't exist yet. And that was the dream that we could become doctors. That was a dream that we could graduate, right? So we had to do it tired, with tired eyes. We had to do it with uncertainty in our mind. The next part of a dreamer is, let you see. The next part of a dreamer is the mouth. How do you think the mouth plays a part in the body of a dreamer? I'm showing the physical pictures, but the physical pictures really don't mean much. I'm just showing you physically. How does the mouth play a part in the body of a dream? Okay? With your mouth when you're a dreamer, you are speaking life when nobody believes in you. You are learning to affirm even through trembling lips. What this means is, for dreamers, even when everybody else doubts you, even when you don't have any security about your future, even when no one is affirming your goals and everybody is wishing negativity upon what you're doing because they may have never seen it done before, or they just don't believe you can do it. You have to speak life into yourself. You have to speak life into your dreams. Okay? You must learn to speak those affirmations even as you're scared, even as your mind is trying to trick you out of your spot, even when your eyes get tired, even when you can't really see your way. Your mouth, what you speak, is so important, and especially to a dreamer. Those days when you don't have the courage, you still got to speak it into existence and show up. Those days when you don't feel like you studied hard enough, you still got to show up. The worst thing that you could do is speak negatively over your life. I am the positive vibes only queen, and some days I need my own advice, but you got to be optimistic at every level of your goals. At every level. The mouth is an important part in the anatomy of a dreamer. The next thing that we're going to talk about is, oh yes, speaking something into existence. Absolutely. Absolutely. The heart. The heart is next. How do you think the heart of a dreamer, how do you think the heart applies to the anatomy of a dreamer? The heart. Somebody put it in the chat. How do you think the heart plays a part? How do you think the heart plays a part? The heart plays a part. Drop it in the chat. Let me know how you feel the heart plays a part. The heart plays a part. we're going to take a look at the heart. How does the heart play a part in your dream? The heart. Clifford 2000 fan said energy and motivation and drive. Any other takers for how the heart plays a part in the anatomy of a dreamer? Very, very good answer. Very, very good answer. So with the heart, think about the anatomy of a dreamer. So if we're breaking the illusion of what a dreamer looks like and how their heart feels, really sometimes when you're a dreamer, your heart can be bruised. Your heart can feel heavy if you lose someone. This can make it so hard to accomplish your dream. Say you lose a parent, you lose a sibling, a relative. This is going to be very heavy on your heart. But is this a place where you say, well, I had a traumatic life experience. My heart is broken. I can't dream anymore. Dreamers don't do that. Dreamers use that as fuel to keep going, because we know the people who we lost, the people who we don't have with us above the ground anymore, they would want us to be happy. They would want us to accomplish our dreams. They would not want you to sit and be mad and angry and sad because they're no longer here. This is a part of life. This is a part of the process, okay? You can't just give up. You can't get into your feelings forever. It's okay to grieve. There's a process to grieve, but when you're grieving, during that process, don't kill yourself. You still have to have some energy, stay motivated, and be driven. Exactly what you said, Clifford 2000 fan. Even when your heart is heavy, even when, you can't even see your way, you still got to speak positivity, think positivity, see your vision. Your heart is still beating with a purpose. Don't put it in cardiac arrest with your doubt. Don't put it in cardiac arrest with your negativity or who you have around you that doesn't have a heart that is beating with a purpose. It takes guts to chase your dream. Okay? It takes guts to chase your dream when you have trauma flowing through your bloodstream. Do not allow the trauma to count you out. Okay? So this is the body of a dream. We got the mind. Your mind can be clouded. You got your eyes, because the eyes can get tired. They can cause you to lose focus sometimes. You got to speak life, even as you are scared and fearful when nobody believes. You got to put your heart back together. Those wounds that you feel, that pain that you feel, whatever you lost, it cannot kill your dreams. Don't allow it to kill you. Don't allow broken hearts and things like that to make you fall down and give up on your dream. Okay? The next thing is the hands. How do the hands play a part in a dream? The hands. Simba almost gave up on his dream of being king after Mufasa's death. Mufasa didn't want him to have those negative feelings. Mufasa had to remind him of who he was, and that is what motivated him. Absolutely. Yes, indeed. Mufasa had to remind him of his greatness. Remind him that he had the body of a dreamer. Not the dreamer that we see where it's all rosy and perfect. He had the body of a dreamer where he had to go back, see the vision, speak positivity into his life, get his vision together, heal his heart from the loss of his father, and go back and fight for his land and fight for his royalties. And sometimes that's what dreamers do. A lot of dreamers fight for their dream. They don't just sit down and say, I got a dream, and it just happened. When they have a dream, you got to make that shit come to life. With every inch of you, with every nerve in you, despite everything that you're going through, nobody is going to do it for you. As a dreamer, it is up to you to keep your dream alive. Some people have all the pieces together and they still can't get it together because they don't believe in themselves. They don't have the courage. They don't have the desire. They don't have that heart beating with a purpose. They allow the trauma that is flowing through their blood vessels to count them out, and to put their dreams into cardiac arrest. And we can't be like that. Okay? Now with your hands, anybody can tell me how the hands play a part in the body of a dream. How do the hands play a part? Because the hands are very special when you're a dreamer. Very, very special. The hands. Any takers? How do the hands play a part in your dream? How do the hands play a part? The hands. Please excuse my hands. Not that type of hands, but I wonder why my stream stickers aren't working. I really wish they would work. It really sucks that they're not working. Greetings. What you need to accomplish your goals. Oh, getting what you need to accomplish your goals. Definitely soon. Definitely soon. I will let you know. I just got some business stuff going on right now. So the hands are always building. They're scraping, creating from nothing, hustling even when they're shaking and trembling. The hands are always in action when you are a dreamer. Always. They always in the mud. They're always trying to think of a way. They always writing something down. They always writing those goals down. So remember when I told you earlier, when we were breaking down the anatomy of a dreamer, I mentioned that only 3% of adults have clear written goals. That's why dreamers are far and few and in between. Everybody cannot be a dreamer. Everybody is not in this category. That's why most people don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, because they're not dreamers. They're not always building. They're not scraping. They're not creating something from nothing. When you are a dreamer, you use your hands to create something from nothing. And you hustle even when they're shaking. Even when your hands are shaking and you're nervous and sweaty, you still keep pushing forward. Yes, I'm definitely going to hit you up very soon. I'm still looking raggedy. Is that what the hands is for? Getting or creating something, getting what you need to make your dreams come true. Exactly. Getting what you need to make your dreams come true. Most people don't use their hands for nothing but what somebody else tells them to do. They go to work, they type because somebody told them to type. They do this because somebody told them to do this. They're not in their own mindset. They won't even take a pen and a paper and just write what they want to do in the future. Writing your goals and your dreams down is the magic. I'm telling y'all, it is the magic. As a student, as an undergrad student at Florida State University, honestly, one of the secrets that I think, I don't know if this was a secret, but this is what I just did. Maybe it is a secret at the time. I wrote down my goals every single semester. Every day I looked at it. I would cross it off, try to get A's, but just writing it down, seeing what I need to do to get into dental school. Have I completed all of my prerequisites? Am I shadowing enough? Am I volunteering enough? What other goals do I have? Am I participating in enough activities online? Am I researching these schools? Like, you really got to use your hands to produce greatness. The only excuse that you should have if you have hands when you are a dreamer is if you don't have hands. You still can use your mind. But you still must be building, creating, hustling. That is the anatomy of a dreamer. Simba allowed the trauma of his father's death to kill his dreams, or rather put them into cardiac arrest, especially when he was with Timon and Pumbaa. Let me read that again because I think I read it too fast. So he said Simba allowed the trauma of his father's death to kill his dreams, yes, or put him into cardiac arrest, like I said earlier, exactly, especially when he was with Timon and Pumbaa, yes. He gave up on his dreams, he put it into cardiac arrest, and he was like, you know what, I'm done, I'm settling, I'm not going back to that land, I think they're okay without me. He just got it all confused until he had to be reminded of who the hell he was. And then when he piped up, he was like, I'm Simba. I'm the king. He said, I'm the king of the jungle. Don't play with me. Do you know who I am? Do you know who my father is? And after that, he was unstoppable. Unstoppable. All right? We got 2 more parts in the anatomy of the dream. The second part, well, let's see, we did 1, 2, we did the mind, the eyes, the mouth, the heart, the hands. Now we move to the feet. Now, how do you feel the feet play a part in the body of a dreamer? How does the feet of a dreamer look? Because some people think the feet of a dreamer, they don't ache. They think that they just, didn't do no work. When you are a dreamer, you got to have boots on the ground, baby. Oh, I got my boots on the ground. Hey, where them dreamers at? Hey, oh, I got my boots on the ground. Hey, where them dreamers at? Period. Where them dreamers at in the chat? I need y'all to put some hearts, some W's in the chat if you are a dreamer tonight. Don't play with it. Drop some hearts in the chat if you are a dreamer. Are y'all sleeping? I know it's late, but we got the boots on the ground. How do the feet play a part in the dream? How do the feet play a part? Okay. When you've been walking through hell, you have blisters and all, but you still keep moving. That's what it means when you have your feet on the, not your feet on the ground. That's what it means in the anatomy of a dreamer with the feet. Your feet are always moving. They always on the go. You cannot stay still. You can't stay stuck in one spot as a dreamer. Okay? Next is something that's not in my gross anatomy book, but it's very important to the dreamer. Can anybody guess what it is? It's another body part of a dreamer that is not on the list. It's not a physical body part. It's more of a mental part as a dreamer. So we got the eyes. We said the eyes can get tired. Your vision can get blurry. We got the mind. Your mind can be confused. You could be questioning yourself. You could be doubting yourself. Am I doing this right? You have your mouth. Okay? You speak life when nobody believes in you. You just keep it going. Even sometimes the people closest to you don't believe in you. People don't show up. You still keep it going. You show up for yourself. Even if it's 0 people in the room, you still show up for yourself because you are one person and you are somebody. All right? Next is the heart. We can get heartbroken. We can be bruised. We can carry around a lot of grudges and anger and hate. This can harden our heart. But as a dreamer, we don't allow shit to harden our heart. Nothing can harden our heart when you're a dreamer. You keep moving. You hurt, but you keep moving. Your heart is bleeding, but you keep moving. The trauma is pumping through your veins, but you keep it moving. You replace that bad trauma with success. You turn your vision into a reality. Your hands are always building. Your hands are always creating. Okay? Your feet are always moving. They may ache. They may be painful, but they keep moving. Before I got into dental school, I was working for the state of Florida, right? As a disability examiner for the state of Florida. Not only was I doing that, but I picked up a second job at Ross, standing on my feet all night. And my feet used to hurt so bad, but I would stand at that counter at Ross and say, you know what, I don't give a damn now, because I got accepted into dental school, so I was going hard to save money to move to a whole other state. Just because I got accepted, that didn't mean the work stopped. The work started. The moment they said, hey, we accept you, I had to work harder, save more money, work 2 jobs, braid hair, do whatever the hell I needed to do to move to that new city, to try to change my path to success, to go from hood to hooded, right? The last thing that we will talk about in the body of a dream is the soul. That is the battery. That is the fuel that you need to be successful and to be an accomplished dreamer. Your soul. That's your fuel. Because once you lose your soul, once society breaks your spirit, once colonization gets into your spirit and lets you know that, hey, you're just going to be a worker forever, you never amount to anything, it's over with. After the soul, it don't matter what's in your mind, your eyes, your heart, your hands, your feet. Once you lose your soul, once your spirit is broken, once you get into that sad, sunken place, once you get into the sunken place like the movie Get Out, it is a wrap for you. Mentally, it's over. Every day is going to be full of excuses. It's going to be full of bad days. You will never have positivity. And every day just seems like you just waiting to die. You done put your heart in cardiac arrest. You stop moving your feet. You don't move your hands. You're not seeing your vision. Your feet stop moving. And you just waiting to go away to the next level. That's somebody who is not a dreamer, or somebody who is a dreamer that does not take action. They think about it. They just wish. Okay? I think of Noah when he made the ark for God, said it was going to rain. I think of Joseph, all the dreams God gave him. His brothers thought little of him. They hated him for it, but God used him. I am a dreamer. W. Period. Yes. Dreamers only. Not the fake dreamers, not the wishers, not the people who have fantasies about what they're going to do, but the people who write it down and actually do it. So they keep their battery going. The soul is what is embedded inside of us, chief and chiefesses, kings and queens, that whispers, keep going. Even when no one shows up, keep going. Even when it's expensive and out of your budget, but this is something you want, keep going. Find a way to make it happen. Even when you're broken and you're heartbroken, keep going. Even when your vision is blurry, keep going. Open your mouth. Speak those positive affirmations into your life every day. Not just one day, not just 2 days, not next week, not next year, but every day of your life. Keep it going. Even when everything around you says quit. With my dental practice, it is the hardest thing I ever done, but guess what? We keep going until, you can't keep going no more. You keep going, you keep trying, you keep experimenting, you keep going through these experiences and growing. And that is the body of a dream. That's some of the body parts of a dream. Okay? All right. All right, chat. Keep it going, baby. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Next is the global dream versus the one-sided dream. Okay? There's a one-sided dream, a dream that tells us about, that they tell us about in school. Go to college, get a degree, and be happily ever after. That's what they tell everybody. Go to college, get a degree, you're going to be so happy ever after. That's a one-sided dream. How many people didn't have that path, but they still accomplished their dreams? There's so many people who did not go through that path, the college route, but still didn't allow nothing to get in the way. They didn't say, oh, well, that's only the way I can follow my dreams, so I guess I can't dream. They said, oh, no, hell no, I got to do something else. Like, it's too many options out here for you to just quit and give up. The college route, that takes strategy. That takes passion. That takes purpose. The other route takes the same thing. They're both equally hard, especially if you're doing some of those master's degrees and doctoral degrees. It requires you to continue pushing after you get your bachelor's degree. You have to continue going. Keep that momentum going. Now, the global dream is one that says, I'm not just surviving, I want to change my family's legacy. That is a global dream. I want to be the first and one of the ones who break a generational curse. That global dream is risky. It's big. It requires faith. It requires financial literacy, healing of those broken pieces of you, sacrifice, and building from scratch. That is what a global dream is versus the one-sided dream. Okay? The global dream is one that, you know, it requires all of you. It's so big that you have to heal the things that bother you. You can't let those heartbreaks that we talked about earlier go unhealed if you're trying to be a dreamer. You must heal those parts of you. You will need to sacrifice some of your time. Sacrifice some of your nights. Sacrifice your mornings. Get up early. Do things that other people won't do. Maybe you have to work and then dream after work. Maybe you have to dream and then go to work after dreaming. But you're going to make a sacrifice to get there. It won't just be so easy. But if you're looking at the one-sided dream, you're thinking, dang, they told me to go to college, get a degree, and I'm going to be happy. That is not true. You still have to have that global dream, that passion, that determination to always stand on business when it comes to you and everything that you stand for. Okay? You have to learn to go. Heal while you are grinding. Smile when you are hurting. And be efficient while you are overwhelmed. Now, we're going to break that down a little bit. For the people in the back, what I just said. Okay? You have to learn on the go. So for me, coming from a hood to hooded background, an underserved environment, you got to learn as you go. Somebody asked me yesterday, I had an interview with a nonprofit organization in Tallahassee, and I had a 5th grader interview me. And one of the things they asked me was, what schools did I go to in Tallahassee? And they were shocked to know that I went to so many schools. I mentioned all the 4 or 5 elementary schools I went to. I mentioned the 2 middle schools I went to. And I mentioned the 2 high schools that I went to back and forth. But during the process of going through those custody battles and those changes in schools, I had to learn on the go. You have to learn on the go and not make an excuse. Even as a young child like that, dealing with the trauma from losing a parent, dealing with the trauma of not having a father in the household, dealing with the trauma of going through custody battles, dealing with the trauma of moving every damn year to a different school, losing all of my friends, inhibiting me from being able to communicate properly. Every year, losing my friends. There was no social media. So once you move, you lose your friends. So every year I had a new best friend. But you have to learn and adapt on the go. You can't allow that to just make you quit your dream. You got to heal while you're grinding. So even though my mom was gone and I was healing during this process, I still had to keep grinding. I couldn't just say, well, fuck school, I'm just going to start doing bad and give up. I had to continue grinding and healing through the process. Some of the hardest years I had were my teenage years. Some of the hardest years I had were my 20s because I was making mistakes in dealing with the wrong people, hanging with the wrong crowds, And it could have counted me out of my dream, honestly. It could have. They didn't give a damn about my dreams. You got to give a damn about your own dreams. You have to heal those wounds and not really care what other people are doing. And it's so hard as a teenager because we have it in our head. We know the best and we're going to do what we want to do until you make that mistake and you're like, damn, I should have listened to somebody. But most people won't listen. But as you get older, you heal through that. And you smile while you're hurting. Plenty of those times during interviews, I was hurting. Sad for multiple reasons, but I had to continue smiling. Smile in that interview. Show up and smile and go to work. Show up to class and smile. And be efficient even when you're overwhelmed. Okay? So it's not easy, but if you have a one-sided dream, you count yourself out. If you have a global dream, remember guys, a global dream says, I'm not just trying to survive, I'm changing my family's legacy. And I have a video that I'm going to show y'all at the end, which is a great example of a global dream. I saw this video today and I was really shocked. Like, whoa, I can't believe I'm seeing this. Somebody actually bringing their dream to life, you know? Now, moving right along. Moving right along. Moving right along. All right. So when you are a dreamer, in the anatomy of a dreamer, right? There's some hard parts that people don't show you. We talked about having to take the stairs. We talked about all the body parts that go into a dreamer and the difficulties that they face versus the illusion that other people see from the outside looking in. They don't see how hard it is. They don't see that you got to wake up early as hell. Even when people are streaming. I've been paying attention to Streamer University with Kai Cenat on Twitch, and I just got so inspired from the young adults in this because they stream, like they go hard. They help each other. They show up day in and day out. They take this shit serious. They are able to use this and put these clips out on different platforms. They don't make excuses. They just do it. So it was inspiring. So those are the things that people don't see. They just see, oh my God, I want a big following. But they don't see the hard work that goes into being a YouTuber or a content creator on any platform. It is hard work. But it's something you want, you have to do it. You cannot quit. It is hard, but you can't quit. All right? What does dreaming mean? Dreaming means, hallelujah, preach on, sister. Thank you. So the next part is the hard parts they don't show you when you are looking at somebody who is a dreamer. All right? They feel alone even in rooms full of people sometimes. That's what dreaming means. When you're alone, even in a room full of people, because you have this idea that you must bring to life, but nobody gets it yet. Think about Steve Jobs when he was trying to create, the Apple computer and all of the ideas that he had. Nobody probably believed him. All of these companies that started in their garage at 1 or 2 people are massive companies like Coca-Cola, Google. All of these companies we use today, they started from nothing. They started alone in a room, even if there was full of people. Dreaming means you sacrifice your sleep. You sacrifice food sometimes. You sacrifice your peace because your vision is louder than your comfort. All right? Your vision is louder than your comfort. And you're going to sacrifice all of that. A pivotal moment for me was, like I said, working for the state of Florida after I graduated from Florida State University in Tallahassee, Florida, with my bachelor's degree and 2 minors. Okay? I said, you know what? Fuck school. I'm not going back. I'm going to go get a state job, and that's it, because I did not want to take the DAT, the dental admissions test. I didn't want to take any more tests. I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just going to go and work for the state. But what happened was, let me tell y'all what happened. What had happened was, I was like, oh, hell no. I feel like I'm going to prison every day. I was like, I don't like this. I don't like sitting at this desk with my supervisor, who is like very, very by the book. So he made my life so miserable. Everybody else had a lenient supervisor. I got stuck with the worst. I won't say the worst supervisor. I would say the one who did everything by the book supervisor. Like, he didn't skip no parts. Like, he was just on my ass all the time. He was on my ass all the time. Oh, I felt like I was just going insane working there. So after that happened, I said, I have to go take this test. If I don't take this test and I have to stay stuck here doing a job that I hate. Some people loved it, but I hated the job. I said, I can't do this. So I had to go and sacrifice sleep. I had to sacrifice lunch breaks. I had to sacrifice my peace for 3 months. I had to go to work 8 to 5, get off from work, and go study from about 6 to 2 in the morning, and then get up and do it all over again, and on the weekends. This is the recipe that students use when you're trying to take those MCATs and those DATs and the LSATs. That's the type of studying you have to do. You can't have no life. You can't go clubbing. You can't go to no barbecue. You can't go to no parade. You can't go out of town. You can't go on vacation. You really have to sacrifice your sleep. Sometimes you got to sacrifice your food. And definitely you will sacrifice your peace. All because your vision is louder than your comfort. My vision to be a doctor then became very clear. Because I said, this is not me. I'm not meant to be at this job because I fucking hate it. So I went to study, and I studied hard. I had to do what I had to do to take it to the next level and stop counting myself out. Okay? Dreaming means that there is no blueprint. We talked about this earlier. Dreamers, there is no blueprint. You are the blueprint. So I'm talking to you, my dreamers. Okay? I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. If you're a dreamer and you coming from hood to hood, guess what? There is no blueprint. There is no blueprint. Okay? None of them. No blueprint. No blueprint. You are the blueprint. You are the one who has to write it down, look at it on paper, and figure out what's step 1, what's step 2, what's step 3. When am I going to start this? How am I going to monitor this? How am I going to keep track of my key performance indicators? What help do I need? How much money do I need? What sacrifices am I going to make to make this dream come to life? To bring the blueprint to life. That's just like somebody building a house, right? They have to write down the blueprint. Where's the bathroom going to go? Where's the kitchen going to go? Where are these things going to go in your dream? How are you going to build this massive, amazing home with no blueprint? You don't know how much wood you need, how many toilets you need. You don't need how many gallons of buckets of paint you need. You don't know nothing. But you want to dream big. You cannot do that. If you coming from the hood, you need a blueprint. What is your blueprint? What is it? All right? Dreaming also means trying to connect when your past taught you to isolate. Now, that's a big one. Oh, I got to pause right there for that. Let me get a sip. Let me get a sip of water because I got to pause right there. My Niji. That's a big one. Dreaming means trying to connect when your past taught you to isolate. Your past told you, it's lonely at the top. You're trying to connect, but your past is counting you out of all type of opportunities because you believe you got to be stuck in this one spot. You don't even believe in elevating higher. You don't even believe in connecting with other people who can lead you somewhere. You want to isolate yourself. You want to get stuck in your shell. Okay? Your past taught you not to step out your comfort zone. It taught you, oh, no, we don't take those type of risks because something might happen and I don't want to make no mistake. But life is all about making mistakes and learning and trying to connect, even though something in you wants to stay isolated. Something in you wants to keep that pessimistic mindset. The mindset that keeps your excuses growing. Continues to allow trauma to run through your blood vessels. Continues to make you feel alone. Continues to prevent your hands from taking that pen and just writing your dreams and goals down and taking action on it. That's what your past taught you to do. But today, we getting rid of all that. Oh, you over there. I need the doubt to go over there. The naysayers over there. The haters back there. I need all this stress over here. The lack of peace over there, because I have a vision. We got a blueprint to accomplish. We can't be stuck. Dreamers don't get stuck. Sometimes you might get stuck, but you're not permanently stuck. Okay? We don't get stuck forever, I should say. Dreaming also means facing financial stress while still having to show up. This one right here, facing financial stress and still having to show up for yourself, even when you broke, even when you're trying to piece it together, even when you're trying to just get the money to pay for your books, to move, for college, for things like that, it can be financially stressful in every level. Even if you're trying to start a business, it can get really financially stressful. This is why financial literacy in underserved communities is so important. Financial literacy in high school and beyond is important to learn how to prevent financial stress. It will follow you until you learn that lesson. Because guess what? Most people want $1 million, but if they get $1 million, it's going to be gone. That's why football players, a lot of them end up back at step one after they have millions of dollars, because they don't know financial literacy. They think that they need the big house, they need this, but they don't know how to manage the money. They don't know how to make it grow or invest in something. Real estate. They don't know how to invest in stocks. They don't know how to invest in nothing. And they just invest in stupid shit. All right? But when you're a dreamer, you show up for yourself even when you're financially strained. You put those pieces together and you keep it moving. Every level of my journey to becoming a dentist, from the application processes to the books to, needing certain computers and certain this, it was stressful as hell, because I couldn't say, hey mom, I need this for this. I'm like, damn, how I'm gonna work this job? How many heads I gotta braid to do this? Because I can't call nobody for this shit. That's what it means when you coming from the hood. You gotta do it yourself. You are the blueprint. You the blueprint. Okay, you remember that. Dreaming also means crying in silence and then wiping your own tears and then clocking into your purpose. It's like Timon telling Simba, you got to put your past behind you. Bad things happen and you can't do anything about it. When the world turns their back on you, you turn your back on the world. Yeah, that's true. Yep. You gotta put the past behind you. Bad things happen and you really can't do much about it. Bad things, negative things are going to continue to happen, but every person is different in how they handle it. Sometimes those bad things create triggers for you where they prevent you from moving forward. Sometimes those bad things can be fuel that you use to drive you towards your goal. And I feel like for me, the negative things that happen to me that I feel, I use those as fuel. I use those as like stepping stones to say, hey, I don't want to stay stuck here. I want to get out of this situation. So dreaming means, like I said, crying in silence. Sometimes people don't know that you're crying. Check on your strong friends because they be needing it. People will look at me on the outside looking in and don't see that sometimes I'm crying in silence because I don't want to put that negativity on anybody else about how difficult it is to accomplish my goal. It means crying, wiping your tears, and then just clocking back into the purpose. You got to clock back in. After dental school, being homeless, that was the least thing that I could expect to happen to me, is to get this doctoral degree, be sick as hell, to be, losing my mind almost, crying, going in rages, having hot flashes, all of these different things that this medication did to me, being in an out-of-body experience, wiping my tears, and then just clocking back into my purpose like, hell no, I can't give up. I'm sick as a dog, but I can't give up. I don't know where I'm staying at, but I can't give up. I can't leave this dream alone. It's like you just can't leave it alone. I cannot quit on my purpose. I gotta clock in. I mean, I just gotta clock in no matter what. And that's what you have to tell yourself. Hey, I'm crying. A lot of people saw me at my worst during that time. After graduation, just wiping my tears, just feeling like this could never have happened to me, to be in this position, because I'm a grinder, I'm a dreamer. Like, this shit ain't supposed to go down like this. I'm supposed to graduate and be going to work and not fighting for my degree and not fighting in this way. I never had to fight this hard. I thought this was going to be a little easier towards the end, but after I graduated, it was like all hell broke loose, you know? So you got to cry in silence, wipe your tears, and clock back into your purpose, baby. Whatever made you give up, whatever made you put your dreams into cardiac arrest, you got to wipe your tears and clock back into your purpose. Clock back into your purpose. Yes, I'm talking to you. This is a message for you to clock back in. It's time. It's time. What time? You said what time is it? Time for you to clock back into your purpose. Yeah. Yeah, you. It's time. Ain't no more playing. Ain't no more playing, GA. That's that hood stuff coming out. Ain't no more playing, GA. What? Y'all don't know about that. Anywho. Dreaming also means feeling like you failed just because it's taking longer than you expected. How many people feel like that? They don't tell you that. Dreaming means feeling like you failed just because it ain't coming at the time you want it to come. That's the hard part about being a dreamer. That means you got to keep waking up, going hard, clocking into your purpose while you crying, clocking in your purpose while you trying to isolate yourself but still trying to connect. You got to clock into your purpose when you don't have the funds. You got to clock into the purpose when you don't have no blueprint. You got to clock into the purpose when you alone in the room. You got to clock into your purpose when you done made all the sacrifices with the peace, with the love, with the sleep. You got to clock into your purpose tonight, my Niji. Or whenever you watch this on the replay, you got to clock into your purpose. I'm looking. I'm waiting on you to clock into your purpose. It's time. You hear that? It's time. It's time. It's time to clock into your purpose. Pump some hearts if you clocking into your purpose tonight. Like, what? What are we waiting on? I'm giving a round of applause for everybody who clocking into their purpose today. Clock in. Y'all clocking in or what? Oh, you over there clocking in? Yeah, we clapping for you. I'm proud of you. Yes, 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 yes. You too? Oh, yes, yes. Clocking into your purpose. I see you over there. You? Okay. Okay. I see y'all clocking into your purpose. Let nothing hold you back from clocking into your purpose. Clock into your purpose. And that's all part of the anatomy of a dreamer. That's all part of the design. The hard parts that they don't prepare you for, that they don't show you. Okay? Thanks for the hearts, Clifford 2000 fan. Clock in. Any questions? We got some questions in the chat. My favorite scene in The Lion King. My favorite scene would probably be Hakuna Matata. That's one of them. I don't know if that's the absolute favorite one. I ain't seen it in a minute, so I'm just throwing something out there that just popped in my head. But Hakuna Matata. I like the musical parts. I just love seeing the family dynamics of The Lion King, like in the beginning when they were a family, seeing Simba born, like that was one of my favorite parts. Just like the beginning of the movie, and just seeing how they were before all of the lies. Did you get a chance to watch the Boondocks yet? Not yet. Let me see what happened with the Boondocks. I haven't really had a chance to watch it. Lately I've been watching Streamer University on Twitch. I've been watching a lot of those creators there, just getting some tips and momentum. And I have been working on my stream, like fixing all of the errors, trying to get the stickers, trying to get things ready for when I actually get subscribers. So I've been trying to get the everything right, even for when I like repurpose my content for YouTube. And editing these videos afterwards takes a while. I have the podcast, I have dentistry, I have a lot going on right now. Just trying to keep the dreams alive, because my dreams are never gonna die. As long as I can help it, I don't care what I go through, what things I lose, what people I lose. I still have to dream every single day. Where on YouTube can I find Akilah and the Bee? Akilah and the Bee? I have no idea. You probably can't find it on YouTube, especially if they have it behind a paid wall. I would go to whatever streaming service you use and see where you can actually find it, because I don't know where you would find that at. Favorite black sitcom? Good question. Favorite black sitcom? Let me think for a second. That's a good question. I know this is old, but I love the Jeffersons. I was sad when they went off. But I didn't find out about them until later. But my favorite black sitcom. Ooh, Martin Lawrence. Man, I used to be crazy about Martin, In Living Color, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Listen, you said pick one, but I got a couple. I even like, is it My Wife and Kids with Damon Wayans? I like the Jamie Foxx show, the Wayans brothers. Listen, I like all of them. Bernie Mac. Dang, I can't just pick just one. I like them all. Did you know Lion King had a sequel? The sequel called Simba's Pride came out VHS October 27, 1998. I didn't know that. Never seen that one. Never seen Simba's Pride. It sucks the Jeffersons were canceled and none of the cast knew about it. It didn't even get a chance to do a farewell or anything. What? I didn't know that either. Listen, man, I was so sad when the Jeffersons. So maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I called myself watching a bunch of old shows because maybe I couldn't find nothing to watch at the time, and I came up on the Jeffersons, and I watched every single episode in like 2 months. And then I was sad, like, dang, it was getting good. I was wondering what happened. That's messed up. They didn't know about it. That's messed up, man. Why they do the Jeffersons like that? Why they do the Jeffersons like that? I don't know why my chat don't work on Twitch. That is really kind of crazy. Dang, my chat not working. The Jeffersons aired 1975. The final episode aired in July 1985. 10 years. They went a long time. I really wish my chat wasn't tripping on Twitch because I want to see if my stickers are working. I don't think they are. Let's see. Oh, my stickers are on Twitch. Yay! So y'all follow me on Twitch so you can use the stream stickers and we can have a sticker party. Let me see if I can post a sticker. Let's see how it works. Chattering teeth. Let's see. Oh, it worked! Oh. Okay. That's so cool. So this is something I added to my channel today, stickers. So if you follow me on Twitch, you can use these stickers. Let me see if I can test any more. Right now, all the stickers are free because I'm not monetized on Twitch yet, but eventually they will be for subscribers. But it's just so cool. I just love when I can figure shit out on this platform to, you know, come to life. That is so cool. Let me test another sticker out. Teeth guy. Right. This is how I feel about setting this stream up and getting this far from where I came from. If y'all go and look at my beginning streams, it was whack. I was on here by myself playing solitaire. It was lame. But guess what? Now we got a what? Flawless victory. Yes. That is so cool. Oh, hold on. Okay, I'm almost done playing with these stickers. That is cool. And I also added sound to my... Oh, I guess that one ain't working right. Well, at least the sticker's working. That's lit. And let me see if my emotes will work. Party time. Let's see if this will work. Oh, it worked! Ah! SpongeBob, really? Yes! I have all custom stickers and my emotes are working, so I'm so excited, guys. Oh, they even put Streamer University sticker on here. That's so cool, guys. Okay, I'm done playing with these stickers for now, but it's always cool to see them come to life. Let's see what other stickers I can find. That's just my face. At Streamer University. Yep. Oh yeah, that's Streamer University sticker. Oh, check out this one, y'all. Did I do that? That's Steve Urkel. All right, last one. Oh, my dog. Nightbot on some dog shit again. uh, yeah, Nightbot be tripping. I don't know what's going on with the Nightbot. Thug life. Urkel, do you have a Clifford sticker? No, but I can find one. I'll definitely make a Clifford sticker. This is so cool. Alright, I'm done playing with stickers now. I'm done with the stickers. I will definitely see if I can find a Clifford sticker and add it to the stickers. I don't know if you can use the stickers on YouTube. I think you can, but you gotta have better TTV install, I think. So, but that is cool. So one day when I get some Twitch subscribers, when I get maybe 10 subscribers on Twitch, we can have a sticker party. So 10 subscribers, sticker party. Is that a brain? Yes, that's a brain fart. Let's see. I cracked myself up. Anywho, let's get back to the podcast. We're going to our last segment of this podcast before we do a quiz. I know, right? That is so funny. Listen, that is so funny. So funny. I have about 30 stickers that I put on my stream, so if you on Twitch, you can use them for free. Anywho, quiz time. Not quite. Almost quiz time. Almost there. So the last thing I want to say about the anatomy of a dreamer is growth hurts, but it is necessary. Growth hurts because all of those things that I mentioned when it comes to following your dreams and pursuing your dreams, you have to overcome all of those things and obstacles. It is not easy, so don't get caught in the illusion of what a dream is, and then when you start pursuing your dream, you're like, oh shit, this is harder than I thought, and you quit. Don't get caught on that part. Just know that it's gonna hurt sometimes. You make sacrifices, but it is necessary to get to the next level. There will be days when you will want to give up. You won't even be able to see how far you've come. You'll doubt yourself, you'll question God, but you'll keep waking up with just enough strength to try again. That's not a weakness. What is that? That is a dreamer. That's a dreamer. That's a dreamer. Okay? That's a dreamer. That's a dreamer. Some of us didn't grow up with a shoulder to lean on all the time. We had to cry into the same shoulder we carry others on. Dreaming is gusty. It's spiritual, it's painful, it's beautiful, and it is not for the faint at heart. All right? So just know on those days when you want to give up, you are not alone. You're a dreamer. Even when you can't see how far you came, but you know you kept moving, don't give up. That's the anatomy of a dreamer. even when you doubt yourself and you question the spiritual presence in your life and on your goals and aspirations, that is not a weakness. That is in the anatomy of a dreamer. Dreamers wake up through all of the agony and we keep going. To be successful, to accomplish your goals, and to stand on business as a dreamer, you got to keep pushing. I'm still trying to hold on to mine. You better try to hold on to your dreams with everything in you. And that feeling that you have of fear, anxiety, and not having a blueprint and being out of your comfort zone, that's the anatomy of a dreamer. So don't get it confused and feel like, okay, this fear means that I should stop. No, this fear means that you got to keep going. Because when you don't allow the fear to stop you, this is called courage. You're using your courage to keep it moving every single day. We have to remember, in the anatomy of a dreamer, it is not pretty how people think it is. It is a lot of behind the scenes, and we broke it down to each level to show you how dreaming big impacts your mind sometimes. Sometimes you have that doubt where you're saying, I'm still trying to hold on to my dreams. That's normal. That's not a weakness. That's in the anatomy of a dreamer. Sometimes you can't see your vision clearly. You can't see the end, but you can't see the beginning either because you kept going. That is the anatomy of a dreamer. Those times when you're crying in silence, you don't have a shoulder to lean on, you run out of money, you run out of faith, you run out of everything. But guess what? Your purpose is still running through your veins. It's still running through your veins. You're still pumping blood and keeping that purpose alive. Every day that you wake up and you try again, even when you don't have all the proper pieces, even when you think that everyone else is doing something better than you, or you just still trying, or you feel like it's too late, it's never too late. Get that out of your head, my dreamers. It is never, ever, ever, ever too late. Never. Never too late for you. Okay, it's always the perfect time to be a dreamer. It's always the perfect time to write that goal down. And if you don't get it right this time, try again and again and again and again and again. You got to keep trying. Pivot. Never give up. Okay? And you know what? I got a sticker for you. That's just the facts. That's just the facts. All right? You can't give up. You can't. Because guess what? You only got one life to live. I don't think these stickers are meant to be used like this, but baby, I'm going to use them like this. You only have one life to live. All right? One life. One life. Dreaming ain't for the faint of heart, but we some dreamers in here, right? K White, you are a dreamer. We are going to do a part 2 of the anatomy of a dreamer. We haven't even touched on resilience, rebuilding, relapse, or reward. We all need to hit the lotto. Let me give you a sticker for that comment. We all need to hit the lotto. But it's a rare thing. We all need that bag. Okay? We all need that. Facts. LOL. That reminds me of Arthur episode with the Brain and Buster in the Mathathon. Yeah, I got some cool stickers on Twitch. I'm loving it. Y'all can see that I'm just loving it. Whenever I can do this coding stuff and get it to come out, it's just so cool. Like, I'm a nerd. Don't mind me. I'm a nerd from the hood. Anywho, like I said, this was just part 1 of the anatomy of a dreamer. We haven't touched on resilience, rebuilding, relapse, or reward yet. So we'll touch on that probably tomorrow. So if you're listening right now and you're doubting yourself, just know you are already doing the work, and I see you. I see you. I hear you. That doubt is just a sign for you to know you are so close. So close. So close. So close. Because you're a star. Using these stickers in my own way. All right. So before we get into our quiz, make sure you hit that follow button, that subscribe, or drop a comment if this episode hit your soul. Part 2 is coming. Stay grounded, stay hooded, and stay dreamy. Good night, KY. I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. Thank you for popping in and chatting with me. I appreciate you. Quiz time, guys. So, the first question is on the screen. Hey, cuz, good night. Hey, beautiful, I didn't know you were here. Love you, cousin. All right, so the quiz is up. Drop those answers in the chat. Which of the following best describes the emotional reality most dreamers face at some point in their journey? Is it A, constant confidence and certainty? Is it B, loneliness, exhaustion, and uncertainty? Is it C, fast success without setbacks? Or is it D, financial freedom from day one? Love you, cuzzy. Clifford 2000 fan said B. He thinks it's lonely, exhaustion, and uncertainty. Any more answers in the chat? B. I'm going to give y'all 10 seconds and then I'm going to tell y'all what the answer is. Which of the following best describes the emotional reality most dreamers face at some point in their journey? Let's see. The answer is B. Loneliness, exhaustion, and uncertainty. So if you're experiencing these things, that doesn't mean that you're weak. That means that that's what dreamers go through. We get exhausted, we are uncertain at times, and sometimes you're lonely. Great job, cuz Chandra and Clifford 2000 fan. Y'all both got that right. We're going to the next question. What does it mean to be a global dreamer as opposed to a one-sided dreamer? Is it A, you travel internationally for work? Is it B, you think only about your own success? Is it C, you build dreams that create global impact and interconnected value? Or is it D, you rely on luck and opportunities from others? For these quizzes, you need the Jeopardy think theme to play. Oh, I should find that. That's a good idea. Clifford 2000 fan said C. You build dreams that create global impact and interconnected value. Any other takers? What does it mean to be a global dreamer? We talked about this today in a one-sided dreamer. Remember, the one-sided dreamer thinks that the only way to make it with my dreams is to go to school, graduate, and then live happily ever after. But there's another side to dreaming. Okay? So Clifford 2000 fan said C. 15 seconds. Anybody else want to take a chance and put the answer in the box? Don't be shy, guys. All right, let's get the answer. The answer is C. Great job. Let me give y'all a star. Let's see if it come up on the screen. I don't think it did. Great job, guys. The next question is a true or false. Dreamers must always feel ready, educated, and experienced before taking their first step. Think about it. Is that true? Dreamers must always feel ready, educated, and experienced before taking their first step. Is that true or false? True or false? I'm gonna give y'all a star for the last answer because y'all got it right. Chandra says false. Any more takers? True or false? Dreamers must always feel ready, educated, and experienced before they take their first step. Clifford 2000 fan said false. Let's see. Let's give 8 more seconds. Anybody else want to guess? True or false? Let's see the answer. False. Yay! Go chat. Go chat. Let me give y'all a star. Very good. Let's move to the 4th question. We got 2 more questions left. Which invisible muscles must a dreamer develop to withstand the journey? Select all that apply. So it could be 4, it could be 1, it could be 2. You can put A, B, A, C, A, whatever you think it is. Put all the answers in the chat. Which invisible muscles must a dreamer develop to withstand the journey? Should they develop discipline, financial literacy, or should they have a fear of failure? Or should they seek external validation? Which ones are muscles that you must develop? This could be a tricky one. I give y'all a hint. It's 2 of them. It's 2 options that are right. Let me know. OMG. Anybody gonna answer this? Uh-oh. Who's gonna be the first one to answer? Y'all have 15 seconds. Clifford 2000 fan said A and B. He said the invisible muscles that a dreamer must develop to withstand the journey is discipline and financial literacy. So he's saying a dreamer does not need a fear of failure and they do not need external validation. Chandra also says A and B. Let's see which one is right. Yay! Great job, chat! Y'all lit! Two gold stars for y'all. And our final question of the night. Y'all are 4 out of 5. It is complete the sentence. The anatomy of a dreamer includes not only the heart to envision, but also the blank to endure. They have to have the heart to envision a dream, but they also have the blank to endure. Do they need the the head to endure? Do they need the money to endure? Do they need the will to endure? Or do they need the degree to endure? What do they need to endure? Is it A, B, C, or D? Is it A, B, C, or D? Which one is gonna win? We got about 20 seconds. Chandra says C and Clipper says C. Let's see. Let me see if y'all get a cookie today. Yay! Great job! You get a cookie. And you get a cookie. Great job, chat. Awesome. That is so awesome. So that sums up our broadcast for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. This was the Anatomy of a Dreamer. I appreciate all the participation from my cousin for the quiz, and also Clifford 2000 fan for being a loyal supporter. I really, really appreciate it. We knocked this out. My answers are delayed. But you still got them all right still. Y'all still got 5 out of 5, so that is so exciting. I will be back tomorrow. You know I'm on a 365-day consistency challenge. So make sure you are tuning in. Any final questions before I get out of here? I did want to show y'all one video that I found earlier on YouTube that I think is super, super inspiring. Like, it's super, super inspiring for dreamers. So give me a second to pull it up, and then we're going to be done for tonight. I saw it earlier. I'm like, wow. That is so lit. And this is what we have to be on. This is what we have to be on. Let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I saved so much stuff on my YouTube, and I hope I can find it. Oh, yes, I found it. Oh, that's not the one. I'm coming, guys. But it was so, so inspiring. I think everybody should see it. If I can find it. Oh, man. Okay, let's go to my history. You know, sometimes you watch good videos on YouTube and you forget to save it. That's me. Oh, here it is. Yay, I found it. Yay. So let's pause the music and dive into this video real quick, like, and then I'm out of here. Let's add a source. Let's see. This is what we need to be on, my Niji. As a dreamer, this is like the ultimate dream, to have a family compound. You know, I thought this was so cool what they did. They came together as one and started this cool family compound. I would like to see more people do this. In this day and age, with so much going on with tariffs and the economy, I was really excited to see what they did with this land as a family. So some brothers got together. I don't know the story, but they are turning their family land into a full-on family compound. We just gonna watch a couple seconds of it, but I thought this was inspiring.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're taking one step closer to turning our family land into a family compound. We've been out here cleaning these woods out, moving buildings around, because we plan to take one building, turn it to a family laundry room out here on the compound. And we done made some solid progress out here on the building transformation. Plus, I'm giving y'all a sneak preview of each tiny house out here on the compound. And on top of all of that, I got my very first P.O. box opening. So if y'all want to show love to me or anybody out here on the channel, the info is in the description box. But as you can see, big things are going on around here. So y'all stay tuned and enjoy the video.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Come on, thing. 2 inches. You gonna get me?
All right.
Easy.
Right there. You dead on the money.
You good? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is the start of our laundry room. All right, now that we done got it all buttoned up, let's go see what she looking like. Right now, pay no mind to what she look like right now, but we will transform it eventually to a washroom. So this is what she looking like now. So y'all stay tuned for the transformation of that.
And this channel is called Uncle Reggie. Now, I'm not going to show the whole video, but I just thought that was so cool to see Niji, to see Copper Tone family getting together, building a homestead, using tiny homes, especially in this year, this day and age, with the economy going crazy, tariffs, and also, you know, knowing that the dollar isn't worth as much nowadays. So I thought this was so cool to see them do this homestead, and it's very inspirational to see people come together and do something like this. Very cool. So when we talk about the anatomy of dreamers, sometimes that dream looks like getting together with your loved ones and doing things like this. I think it's super cool, and I hope this video and what they're doing here inspires more of us to pursue group economics and to turn our land into homesteads, or even just to have this idea. I think it's just super, super cool. Okay? So, let me know how y'all feel about this in the chat. Was this inspiring? And how can you use this information? All right? So this was day 7, and I am getting off of here. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you everyone who participated. Do we have any last minute questions? This is super cool. Yeah, I thought that was so cool. Super, super cool. I have been talking with family about this. Really? Listen, cuz this is what I'm on. Like, I don't understand. We calculated this yesterday. I don't know if it was yesterday or 2 days ago. We calculated that if 20 members, and you know we got a big family, and I'm talking about just one part of the family. Think about all sides of the family. Just think about if 20 people are paying rent at, we say $1,000, I think we put the money at, and we calculated that by 12 months, which was $240,000 for just 20 people paying $240,000 into someone else's generational wealth every year. And if you can multiply that by 10 years, that's $2.4 million that we waste as a family when we could come together, get some land. And you know, we already got land as a family, but imagine if that land, especially like the field, had tiny house. This is a tiny house community. Imagine how much money and wealth we can pass back to future generations, and just how close the tribe will be. So I want to leave y'all with that thought tonight. In closing of the anatomy of a dreamer, you know, it could be anything with your family, with land, with your business, with your education, whatever it is. Just know that it is going to be a journey, but don't be afraid to take that journey. And I really love what they did with the compound, y'all. Like, I thought that was cool. I was strolling today and I saw somebody had done something that I saw as a vision. Like, dang, if we had more family members who understood this, we could all be so fucking rich. We wouldn't all have to struggle and go to work for the rest of our lives for no reason. It don't make sense to me. I like to say my grandmother and their parents had it figured out. They realized that staying on the same land was the magic. But a lot of us have gotten away from that. We want to be alone. We don't like this person. That person don't like this person. And we all just suffer when we don't do it together. So that is my word for tonight. Keep that anatomy of a dreamer in your mindset. And always pursue greatness in everything that you do. Okay? Yep, exactly what I was saying. Yes, cuz, like, I'm serious. We got to really get together and talk about this, because every day is important, and we don't get this time back. So I love you too. My baby graduated on Friday, and I want him to get this mindset. Yes, congratulations, cuzzy. We had a lot of grads in the family, and if you're a class of 2025, congratulations. We all have to have this mindset, especially with the kids. Like, if they understand real estate and, you know, the family economics and financial literacy, it could set them up for greatness. I feel like I had a disadvantage for not learning a lot of these things. I grew up in poverty and the struggle and just seeing this all around me, but I didn't recognize the land is so important, and we have to really use the land and do what needs to be done. All right? You say he graduated on Friday. He graduated Friday. That is so cool. So yeah, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. This is Dr. Chiefess Sunflower. Thank you, Clipper 2000 fan, my cousin Chandra, for getting the A+ on the quiz. Who else popped in on us? K White popped in. You know, my night box was all up in the chat. And whoever else watched from a distance. All right, guys, I'm out. I love you guys, and thank you so much for participating. Peace. See you tomorrow.